Hello! Yes, can you hear me clearly? If you can hear my voice clearly, would you show your thumb, your virtual thumb on the screen so that I can see that you are listening to my voice clearly today? Oh, thanks. So, this is fantastic. We are gathering a team of friends and some of you we have met before. Some your first time here. My name is Danny, and yeah, I want to say Sawadee Hap, Jai Masi, Kamusta ka? ¿Cómo estás? Well, so this time I'd like to introduce to you about Asian Unite. What is that? What we are aiming for, and why you are here, and what we can do together. The Bible teaches that blessings will pour out of one nation to the others. And it is since as early as the first covenant to Abraham in Genesis 12 that God promised that Abraham will be blessings toward nations. And at the end of our Bible, in the Revelation, we will see that every tongues, every knees, every nation will bow down. So it's a calling for every Christian actually to go out and reach nations outside their own. Ethne to ethne in Greek. So Asian Unite is a group of friends. You are our friends here who are thinking together how to make other countries next to ours also flourishing, as simple as that. Well, there are many ways, but Asian Unite, we make networks of influencers, artists, media workers, and impact makers who have like mindedness to work towards revival in their own countries done by the local people. So I'm gonna share, like you have seen on the screen, I'm gonna read it out loud to all of us. We believe that every believer is a disciple, and every disciple is a disciple maker. And every disciple maker is a potential revivalist for new communities and new ministries. And every revivalist is a potential catalyst impacting near and far. And our life, your life, my life is not a trivial. Far from it. In Christ, God has beautiful design and great destiny for every single one of us. Yes, we did mess up in one way or another, but our future is not as mediocre as the word dictates. Everyone can get on this, including you. No matter how your past, whoever, wherever you are, if you're open to Jesus and His ways, your life will never be the same. So, aiming young revivalists in Asia and beyond, we are inspiring young leaders. We are inspiring. We exhort young leaders in other countries to start their own local revivals, their style, their ways, their strategy. And our part as friends is to equip them in carrying out their calling, providing skill sets, providing discipleship community like we just started today, and equipping them with network to make their ministry sustainable throughout the years. So basically there are three things, the three pillars that we are doing in Asian Unite that we invite you today. The first one is to have an integrated community. So we don't just give them the skill sets. All right, this is how to make movies. This is how to produce music. But first and foremost, we impart the values. We take them into the journey. Come, let us journey together. We are sojourner. I'm not in front of you that you should look up and come on, look at me. I'm the example of your ministry. No, we are walking alongside. I'm not behind you pushing so that you can go forward. No, we are walking alongside. So in this integrated community, we are going to do a Zoom meeting like this once every 2 weeks. So it is week 1 and week 3 every month. And then on the week 2 and week 4, the other 2 weeks, we're gonna have an online service in English, and you can contribute, especially in the worship part. So that's the integrated community. So before we deploy someone to start their new revival in their own country, we want to make sure that they are in line with God's heart, so that when they burn out, they know where to go. When they feel lonely, when they feel far from God, even when they feel that they are a loser and not capable of doing any of God's work, they have a home. They have a community they can call home, so that they are not alone. So that is the integrated community. Now the second step of that is providing training. What kind of training? We have several choices, but again, it will depend on the need of each country. Some countries that we gotta make a movie, a Christian movie, a gospel movie, just like Dallas Jenkins did. Oh no, we gotta make music. Oh, this kind of so Christian music or not so Christian music. Oh no, we have to do this online service. Oh, we gotta do a campus ministry. Oh, we gotta do this and that. Now, based on that background, based on their own context, that we will try to scratch a training for them. Why? Because in our network, we know people that is on the best place to share what they have experienced in the past, that can be a blessing for someone who want to start their own ministry, especially outside of Indonesia. Why outside of Indonesia? Because believe it or not, in Indonesia, we have experienced three great revivals starting in 1920s. The second one is 1950s from the Chinese missionaries. The previous one, the latest one in 1980s from the Pentecostal charismatic movements. It's been great. In Indonesia, we have suffered from church persecution, but we have mega churches. We have a classical church, an old one with 100 years of experience, but we have also like a Hillsong kind of church. And we have many resources in the country, but it's not about us. It's about getting the resource out to bless outside people as well, so that we can replicate the success of Christianity in each of our countries. Indonesia has its own history. Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, Timor, Cambodia, Vietnam, you name it. You have your own, legacy of Christianity that we can share in order to build up one another. And the last one, we have the next level worship, which is basically like what we did today on a Zoom meeting, and to sustain the network. All right, let me go forward. So if you're asking what is the vision statement, what are the vision statements of Asean Unite, we have the acronym of 3 Bs. The first B is giving birth to new and young revivalists throughout Asian countries and beyond. The second B is building new, sustainable, and contextual ministries centered upon the gospel. Building new, sustainable, and contextual ministries in many countries. So it's not gonna be under Asean Unite. Hey, Asean Unite has branches here and there. No, it's their type. They own the ministry themselves. We are just the catalysts that make them happen together. And the third one is to behold, to be the witness in our lifetime of new revivals taking place from the grassroots. If you are aware of some pastors coming from a very indecent background, a new kid on the block, but has blessed many people in his countries, that's what we want to see. That kind of media worker, artists, people from the grassroots, anyone that are thirsty to see revival, that God will work through them. And our mission statements are 4 Cs. We become a catalyst, like I have been repeating all this morning. Catalyst for new ministries. Become a community of revivalists. So we are a fellowship of revivalists, thinking about how to be a coach mentors between one another, who sharpen one another to build a collaborative network for revivalists throughout Southeast Asia and beyond. So not just in our own countries, but beyond. And we have the values. It is an acronym, RESTED. It stands for rested in God's presence. You cannot hurry a revival. It's only will be done in God's time, in God's way. Restedness is the basic foundation. And E, encouraging in words and active kindness. So if we ask you, hey, please turn on your camera. Well, I want to show you this is not a one-way communication that I'm speaking, I'm talking to you. No, it's about you and me in the same platform sharing live. Well, I thank you so much for opening your camera, though I believe it's uncomfortable, right? Early in the morning, you haven't put up your makeup on your faces, but you have to come out to the camera and everyone can see you and even judge your appearance. I know it's not comfortable at all. So for you who has opened your camera, well, I commend you. Thank you very much. And if you haven't done so, no worries, no judgment here. We are very happy to see you and to hear your voice. So yeah, please do. As is a safe place for messed up people. So this is not a group of other Pharisees from other countries, the people who are very smart and can debate everything. But this is a group of messed up people. You with your own past, with your own background, with your deficiency. We are not trying to be, hey, look at me. I'm the best kind of Christian. Look at me. I've been in ministry for these numbers of years. Look at me. No. Well, look at me. I was broken, but I was chosen. Look at me. I knew nothing, but he wants me to teach. And look at me. I am messed up, but he changed my mess into a message. Look at me. I'm here just because only by his grace. That's us. This is the safe place for messed up people. Thirsty for revival, of course. Enthusiastic, working it out. When God says, come on, let's go. When he opened the way, we marching in. And disciple making communities. This is the one of the most important thing. Without disciple making, what kind of revivalist we will be? Our own kind of revivalist. We have to go back to the Bible, to the relationship of the triune God. How in love, in eternity, they created a space out of their love, the perichoresis kind of love and relationship, that out of the space coming out from his love, all of the created things happen to begin. And discipleship also means we are served. We are called to serve, not to be served, and to give our lives as a ransom for many. Mark 10:45. So yeah, online service, like I've mentioned earlier, a disciple-making community to make the journey smooth and equipping with trainings and then networking. So there are three things. We have a group of people who are joining, and there are three things that are actually our emphasis of the ministry. The first one is music production. So we are going to do a revival in a new way, in a modern way, media saturated way. So music is a must. Speak through music, any kind, any genre of music, especially those who represent the nation's music. The second one is movie making. The third one is business starting. So these are the three things that we are gonna begin: music production, movie making, and business platform. Why these three? There are many organizations has been working on different areas, but we are working through the creative side, from the art side, to give impact to the Generation Z. So the teenagers, the college students, early workers, the young people. That is our target, the Gen Z. That's why we are going through the door of creativity, media, and art, like I said. And so we're gonna have a Zoom meeting like this in next 2 weeks. And the first meeting, we talk a lot. Mario talk, I do talk, and after this, Chandra will talk. But in the next meeting, we love to hear from you. And if you feel like, I have a broken English, my English is not smooth at all. Hey, no problem. This is Asian Unite, not British Unite or American Unite. So feel free to speak English, your own kind of English. And yeah, don't feel like, I cannot speak well. Of course we cannot lah. English is not our first language, right? So just feel free to speak your own English, no problem at all. And maybe the more you speak, the more you are trained to be better in English. So if you want to know deeper about the background, who are behind the movement, the foundation, the four theological pillars, and contact deeper, well, you can log on to the website www.asianunite.com or to our Instagram account at Asian Unite without anything, Asian Unite, or the Facebook page at asian.plus.unite, asian.plus.unite. That's our Facebook page.
Sawadee Namaste, Minglaba, Kamusaka. Welcome. We are joyful to see you. The kingdom. Come now.
Come now, you who are near and far.
We are in His mighty hand. Come now, you who are near and far. Bow in His presence and worship His holy name.